Hey, 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 hey. Hey. How you doing? How are you doing? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday to everybody out there. Hope you are having a wonderful day. If nobody smiled at you today, if nobody even wished you any act of kindness, if you hear the sound of my voice right now, I want you to know that there's a smile on my face. I'm smiling at you. Hoping you're having a great day, and that's sincere. Welcome to the Noontime, My Time podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I said I wanted to come in and I wanted us to do something. I wanted us to think a little bit. So we're going to do Think About It Thursdays. That's right. Think About It Thursday. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some things. You can get in the chat with me. If you got something on your mind, you got something that, you know what? Y'all need to think about this. What you doing out here? Think about it. You can put it in the chat and we're going to have a conversation. That's what we're going to do. But before we get into it, there's something that we have to do first. We said we weren't going to allow this to just be noontime, lunchtime, that whole 12 o'clock noon waiting for lunch. We changed the game. It's noontime, my time. We're taking a little bit of time for ourselves. We're taking it back. We are reclaiming some of our time. That's what this is. That's what we do right here, 5 days a week. When that clock strikes 12, boom, you go ahead and get in here with MsTONYA. We're going to breathe. We're going to breathe and we're going to chat. And then we're going to just rock out the rest of the day. So let's start how we started. Let's get into the work. You know how we do the breathing? We inhale to the count of 4 and we hold it for a few seconds. And then we exhale and we hold that a few seconds. And we repeat that a few times. Let's go. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. Hold a few seconds. One more time. Inhale. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. All right. All right, all right. Hope you're feeling good. That felt really good for me. If your shoulders are all tensed up, you got your shoulders all tensed up, your neck feeling a little tense, relax your shoulders. Do that. Now let's get into what we need to be talking about. Let's get into it. Let's think about it Thursday. I want to know what you've been thinking about. I feel really good because I woke up. I realized that I was alive. I said, hey, I got one more chance. I got another opportunity to do this thing called life again. I got that opportunity. I got an opportunity to get something right. You know, something that maybe, we don't do everything right. We mess a few things up. So maybe we get another chance. There has to be something out there that you feel like, hey, I didn't get this right. I need to try this again. So if you woke up and you got that opportunity, do it. Don't wait. Don't wait for tomorrow thinking that you might get that opportunity one more time. Don't take it for granted. Please do not take it for granted. I think we do that too often. We really do. We don't say the things that we should be saying to the people that we should be saying them to. We're not loving people the way that we have an opportunity to. So when we get these, I don't want to say second chances, but when we get another opportunity, We got a whole new day. Use it well. Use it to the best of your ability. Now, let me ask you a question. You woke up this morning. Now, I don't know how you feel. I don't know if you feel like it was going to be a stressful day, or you just feel like, hey, I want to get through this day because it's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I want to just go ahead and get it over with, get it done. That's how I feel, you know? And that very well could be what you feel. But I want to say something. I'm going to ask you this question. Can you pay your bills and smile some days? Can you pay your bills and smile some days? Because if you can do that, let me tell you something. You are ahead. You are ahead. I didn't ask you if you were driving the latest car. I didn't ask you if you were living in the biggest house. I asked you a question. I asked you if you could pay your bills and if you're able to smile some days. Because every day you might not feel like a smiling type of day. And it doesn't even have to be the whole day. At some moments, it's just not one of those moments that you feel like you want to smile. That's okay. It's okay. We go through that. We're going to have some rough times. We're going to have some uncomfortable times. Everything isn't going to be easy breezy, easy peasy. No, it's not going to be. But you got an opportunity to make it better. You got to know that these tough times, they're building you. They absolutely are. You can push through. I think what happens to us a lot of the times is let's be honest, we want everything easy. And if you're living in America, you know you're spoiled. Think about it. Spoiled. You want everything fast, from food to, everything. You want it quick, immediately. Our attention span is shorter than it used to be. Even on social media. Think about this. We used to watch television. And it had commercials. And we knew those commercials. We even had favorite commercials. Imagine that. Think about this. We had commercials that we liked. And it was no big deal. It was a part of watching television. It was a part of the entertainment, right? So you're watching your favorite TV shows. You're watching them with the commercials. No big deal. But you won't do that today. No, you don't want to do that today. You want to watch your TV shows on an app. You want to binge watch them. You want to watch every episode within a day or a weekend. You don't even wait. We don't watch it like a full season, like how we would watch one episode a week and be so curious as to what was going to happen again. You know, they kept you in a little suspense. Not anymore. You watch the whole season. And then we have the nerve to say, well, when are they going to make some more? Do you know how long it takes to make a TV series? One show? It takes a long time. And just because you decided to binge watch it in a day or a weekend, which I don't know why you guys are doing that. Spoiled. Think about that. And then when the commercial comes, what do? You skip. When you watch the YouTube ads, when you're watching YouTube and the ads come up, the first opportunity that you get to skip, what do? Skip. You know it's true. We're very, very spoiled. But we used to watch TV. We used to do that. Not anymore. You guys just don't do the same things that you used to do. I see my girl is in the house here today. Keep the faith, Victoria. She says, I'm late, but I'm here. That's what's up. How you doing? Hope you're having a good Thursday. I'm just having a conversation about things that we should think about. How did we get here? How did our attention span get so short? We went from watching television shows on TV to watching the commercials and having our favorite commercials to now consuming our favorite shows on apps, watching the full season in a weekend, skipping ads. It happens. And things have gotten our attention span has gotten so short that we're watching videos in short form now. Okay, it was one thing to watch YouTube videos, but now we're watching TikTok videos, 30 seconds, a minute. Really? We don't have more than a minute for entertainment? We want to watch everything. You'd rather watch just like 30 seconds of something. Boom, boom, boom. And just keep swiping. How did that happen? And think about this. I bet you don't even know when it happened. You don't even know when you stopped watching your favorite television shows on TV, commercials and all, to the point now where you can't even stomach a commercial. And if you happen to be watching something on TV, which is rare because a lot of people are consuming their television shows through apps. If you happen to be watching on television, you might get a little confused and you're trying to figure out how you can skip a commercial on TV. I know it happens. It has to. I see Io here, rocking out with us here today. Happy Thursday, Io. She says, this really affects the kids. Yeah, the kids regard and respect. You're right. It does. These kids don't know what's going on. This is their norm. Think about this. Like how we're talking about, we could watch television shows. We could watch the commercials. We knew the commercials. We knew it was we watched them so much that we actually knew the jingles. You knew the jingles and would sing the songs from your favorite television commercials. I bet you couldn't ask a kid that now. I'm sure you couldn't. They're not watching commercials. They're skipping every ad possible. They're not watching that. And I don't even know so much if they're even watching shows. They're just watching their favorite influencers, their favorite TikTok content creators, Snapchat, wherever they're at. That's what they're watching. And their attention span is really short. And I knew when I saw that YouTube actually pulled out a YouTube Shorts brand. I said, oh boy, it's affected YouTube. I knew it really got bad when I saw that Facebook had Reels. Yeah, they did. And they got us all drawn in. And now where they're going to go next, I don't know. I have no idea because the attention span is already short. It can't be shorter than a minute. It can't be, what? What are we going to be watching next? 5-second videos? I really don't know. And so a lot of people were asking me, well, MsTONYA, why are you doing the podcast like how you're doing it? You know, you do other podcasts and we've seen you do video podcasts. Like, really, why are you doing that? And I said, it's just something different that I feel like I want to do. We've worn everything else out. And so my thought is that let everybody do what they want to do. If we worn it all out, then things got to come back. Somebody got to come back to something real. We got to learn to listen. We got to learn to have conversation. At some point, it's going to have to come back around. Y'all believe that? Anybody out here believe that? I see Miss Io here. She says, not dancing either, just standing, wiggling. I think she's talking about the TikTok videos where people are not even dancing. Young people are doing so many things. In our day, we went to dances and we really did dance. Like hip hop is celebrating 50 years. And you know, a part of hip hop is the break dancing. Dancing. I don't know what these things that they're doing right now. I don't know what it is. Just like Ayo says, she says they're not even dancing. They're just standing and wiggling around. They're doing some type of little hand gestures, you know. How did they get to that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it came to that. So where we're going to go next? Think about it. Think about it. That's why we are having Think About It Thursday. You dig? Hey everybody, it's MsTONYA. I am here. I'm here to share with you a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of media, and sometimes a little bit of Eastern Standard Time. So happy for everybody here who has decided to join me. You know I got love for you, nothing but some love for you. Yeah, and I got something else I wanna share with you. I wrote a post some time ago. And in fact, I was just like going back through some of the posts that I had done. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Let's not get into the why of it. But I came across one that I wrote in July. This is dated July 10th, 2021. Okay? So this is a couple years ago. Here it is. It says, listen. And this is about young people. A lot of young people are about to start college in the next month. Please evaluate that first semester and that first year beyond grades. Sit down and talk. If your child does not like college or feel that it is not for them, do not allow them to waste money or to get in debt. College is not for everybody. College can also be complete BS without a career path, where a degree is useful, or even if a degree is necessary. Sit down with these young people and allow them to figure out what they want to do. If not school, guide them towards business, arts, and entrepreneur goals. I say, let young people travel. Let them move, spread their wings. Let them fall on their face, make mistakes, and figure life out. Ain't no right or no perfect path. Just be there when you know they really need you and need your love, college or no college. MsTONYA's Tips 101. And I stand by that. And the reason why I felt like that post was important for me to share today is because I was just thinking about college students. Because that's just a really, just a very interesting time for young people. It really is. And some of them are about to finish up the spring semester. So a lot of them will be coming home and for the summer. And that brings me to the post that I made just yesterday. I'm not going to read the exact post, but I will tell you what it was about. I was saying that if you have a college student and they're about to come home in May, right? We get ready to go into April. They need to know what they're going to be doing for the summer already. If they haven't already, they need to be applying for those summer internships and summer jobs. And to really be honest, they really are late at this point if they haven't. And the reason why I say that is because there are students right now who are being interviewed and students who are accepting positions right now. And yours haven't even decided what they're going to do. They haven't even put in applications. Put them in. Because if you're going to college, if you decided to go to college, clearly you have chosen a career path where you're going to have to apply for jobs. Because college is not entrepreneurship. Okay? So if that's the decision they made, if you're following that system, follow the system. Until you figure out something else, until you decide that there's something else that you want to do. But get on their nerves. Get on their nerves about it. I'm good at that. Let me tell you something. I will bug my kid. Have you done this? Have you done it? Have you done it? Stay after them, because that's a lot. College is not cheap. And I don't care if you got a full ride scholarship, whatever the case may be. I still consider that money. I still consider that your money. You have to make sure that they are following that plan. What's the point of going to college if you're not going to take advantage of taking the internships? What's the point if you're not taking advantage of making the networks? What's the point? Think about that. You don't have to go to school for 4 years, pay X amount of dollars, get a degree to come back and work at Target or Chick-fil-A. Why'd you do that? Think about that. Because you did not follow the plan. And I almost don't even want to say the plan. You didn't follow a plan. And why didn't you follow a plan? Because you didn't have a plan. And as a parent of college students, no, they don't have a plan. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and talk about it honest. An average 18-year-old to 21, 22-year-old, there's not a whole lot that you really know about life, and you haven't really figured it out. But if you got a parent who is willing to get on your nerves and to guide you in certain ways, you're not going to do everything that they tell you to do. And they're not supposed to. They're going to make some mistakes, but there's certain things that you just got to be willing to get on their nerves about. Because they don't know. They don't know to do it. Or they're distracted. They could be distracted. You were distracted as a young person. There's things that you want to do, intended to do, and you miss deadlines. But if somebody was getting on your nerves, if your mama kept asking you, after a while, you just went ahead and did it because you wanted her to be quiet. Like, please, don't ask me that again. No. So you just go ahead and do it. But you do it, and it ends up working for you. It's not for the parent. And parents, you do it because it works for your kid. You want the best for them. And then that side effect is, hey, they're not coming to ask you for money. I like that part. I'm going to be honest. I like that part. You don't have to come to me and ask me for money because you got yours. What you doing? I see Keep the Faith with Tori. She says, I work during summer. Absolutely. I've been working since I was 6 years old. I don't even know what it's like not to work. I gotta tell you, I don't know what it's like. Keep the Faith with Tori says, I had my summers planned while in college. You have to. You have to. If you fail to plan, you know what happens. You plan to fail. You heard it. I didn't make that up. That's a truth. That is a truth. Get on these young people nerves. I wanted to remind you guys of that. They're late, but I'm not going to say it's too late. Just go ahead and make sure that they get in the runnings. Make work your fave. All right, Miss Io, I hear you. Make work your favorite. You have to. You don't. Well, you know what? Let's think about that for a minute. You said make work your fave. Now, I could agree with that on some levels. And then at the same time, I want to ask this question. Does work have to be your favorite? Think about it for a minute. Does it have to be your favorite? If work can pay my bills and make sure that I am eating, it doesn't necessarily have to be my favorite. It just has to be something that I have been willing to do and I agreed to do in trade of my time so that I can receive whatever pay that I agreed upon with this job and live. And whatever else I do with my free time, that's up to me. Because see, now I have a peace of mind. I don't have to worry about, my shelter. I don't have to worry about food. So I've got a freedom of sorts. And I can find something else to be my fave. My job doesn't have to be my favorite thing. And I'll say this too, because I've worked jobs that weren't my favorite. They weren't. I did it because I needed to. I made a commitment and I decided that that's what I was going to do. That's what I was willing to do to make sure that I could take care of myself and my kids. Now, when I made a decision to take whatever job that was, I decided I was going to go there and I'm going to do and I'm going to be my best. And I do that with anything because I take everything with a certain pride. I want to do well. I made an agreement. I want to keep my word. So I go to my job. I do my job. I clock in. When it's time for me to go home, I clock out. I leave that job right there until the next day, until I have to walk through those doors again. I collect my paycheck when it's time for paycheck. I pay my bills when it's time to pay my bills. When I want to eat a little something, I can go to the grocery store. And the job wasn't my favorite job. But one of my favorite things was I liked flipping that switch and the lights came on. I know my kids like taking that remote control in their hand and they like watching a little cable TV. My kids like cable. I don't know about your kids. I don't know about your life. I don't know what they did. But when raising my kids, is it a luxury? Yeah, a small luxury. Is it necessary? No. But I worked a job so that they could have it. And they liked it. You did? Miss Ayo says, I hear you. Yeah. It's just my thought. That's just me. That's me thinking about it, thinking out loud. You have to. You have to do the things that you have to do to get what you want done. And it wasn't my favorite. Now, this is one of my favorite things. I like content creating, and it's a part of my job. It's a part of my career. I love it. But there was a whole learning curve. There was a whole business model. There was a whole acquisitions model of gaining equipment and all of these things. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just about all of a sudden appearing on YouTube or appearing on social media. That's what it looks like. For some people, it's fun. And it's not their job. So that's where I say, work could be fun, but it doesn't have to be. Work can be work. A job could just be what it is. And that's okay. It's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I tell people all the time, if you're at a point in your life and you're trying to figure something out, you know that you want to start a business and you have that in your mind, and you're starting from like that ground level, listen, write it down, of course. And we talked about this earlier this week. You got to write stuff down. You got to make it make sense. So you need to write a plan. Do that. Do all of that. But if you got to take a BS job to fund it, take the BS job and fund it. Who you want to fund your dream? Who you want to fund that? Who's responsible for funding that? And how much do you really want it? If you're not willing to invest in yourself, who should be investing in you? Think about that. Think about it. I've worked more than one or two bullshit. Oh, oops. I'm not supposed to be cussing on here. But I've worked more than one or two BS jobs to get the things that I have, to get where I'm at, to even be able to do this. And I'm doing it at a level now. And you guys watch me do this several different ways. And trust me, There's more. It's coming. But I like to show you all of the different levels that you can take this thing. I'm trying to show you that you got to find your lane and work your lane and work what you have. So in a lot of ways, if you're listening to me right now and just listening, that's one thing. If you are watching right now, as well as listening, you're seeing how very basic this is in a lot of ways. And it's intentional in a lot of ways. Because I know that there's someone who wants to do this, who feels like they don't have what it takes to get it done. And I'm showing you that you're wrong. I'm showing you that you're wrong. I'm showing you the audio side of it. Yes, you're watching a little picture. I can put up some things in between. There's something that you can do to get that done. I'll just flip through some things so that you can see it. You know, let's flip through a couple things here just so that you can see. So you can see me put up some different graphics. You can see that. And by the way, next month, since this graphic is in my lineup of graphics, the Little Black Book of Poetry, April is National Poetry Month. It's Jazz and Poetry Month. So make sure you guys find one of your favorite poets. Make sure you go to some poetry shows, listen to some poetry, read some of your favorite poets, some of the greats, some of the old ones, some of the Nikki Giovanni's, Nikki Finney, right on down the line, Dr. Maya Angelou, who you want to read. But give some poets some love. But I'm showing you. And I'm using StreamYard. Yeah, they've got different versions of this. You can get a paid version and you can do many other things. But with the free version, you can get on here, put your picture in a picture bubble, connect a USB mic, and you don't have to get the most expensive one. You can get one that is very economical. Do your research, go on Amazon, look it up. But there's mics that you can get, USB mics. One that I would recommend is called a Samsung Q2U. I'll probably tell you guys about this a little bit later, and I might put the details down in the description. But this is a simple setup. So how much you want to do it? This will show you. I see Drunk is in the building. He said, learning to invest in myself is some of the best advice I've ever gotten. Yes, absolutely. You got to invest in yourself. You have to. And also doing something very simple like this. And for some people might think this is not simple. But I still don't want you to fear it. Find out. You Google everything else. Google StreamYard. They got a free version of it. Go ahead and sign up. Play with it. You don't have to go live. You don't. You can play with it in the record so that you can figure it out. Until you get the camera that you want. And if you got a cell phone, I told you this before, if you got a cell phone, that's a camera. But I don't want to get too much into the gear stuff. I don't. Because the whole point is this. I'm going to bring this right back around. You can do and get anything that you want to get done. You got to be willing to invest in yourself. If that calls for taking a BS job, take it. Don't you never let anybody job shame you. What is that? What is that? How can somebody job shame you? You made a decision to take care of yourself and you worried about what somebody thinks about where you work? Oh man, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. Can you pay your bills? Can you smile some days? Because not even the richest people are smiling every day. So that's why I ask you that. Don't fall for it. Ayo Matasari, she said, poets rock. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, poet. Another poet who is in the building. Miss Tori is a poet as well. Keep the faith with Tori. So, I usually have some poets in here rocking with me. I appreciate you guys. Next month, I think we should do something on the poetry side. Something on the poetry side during the noontime. Might have a couple poets who come in and do a little poetry. What y'all think about that? Put in the chat if you guys out here listening for National Poetry Month. You think we should do a little poetry in the noontime? Like maybe I need to figure out a day where I can have a tribute or just maybe have a poet do a piece of poetry each day. I don't know. We got enough poets out there. We got enough poets who wanna get in here and share a bit. And it doesn't even have to be your own poetry. I feel like we could read poetry from some of our favorites. Why not? You know, I certainly wouldn't mind that. And I think it's a really good idea, in fact. Io say, yep, poetry. So I know Io's in. I know that she's in. That's great. So that's what we're going to do is think about it Thursday. I want you guys to think about some things. I want you to think about, is it necessary for me to have a plan to take this BS job? Might be. If you need to think about it, think about it. Parents with your students in college, what they going to do when they come home for the summer? Just come home and go back into the bedroom that they lived in K through 12 and just be a kid again until it's time for them to go back to school over the summer? Think about that. Is that what you want? Is that why you're sending them out there? Is that why they're paying so much money for this higher education? Is that why they got these student loans? Is that why they're going to be in debt? No, get on their nerves right now. Get on their nerves right now. So you need to you apply for any internships? You apply for any summer jobs? Now, I don't care what that job is. You don't have to apply to the internships and for what you think you might be interested in. You don't have to do that. Come on and work at the Chick-fil-A. Is that what you have in mind? Nothing wrong with that. But you're not getting ready to come home and just watch, my cable TV, use up my internet service, and drink all of the fruit juice out of the refrigerator. That's not happening. Get on their nerves. Make them apply. Make them think. Think about why they went to college in the first place. Utilize that. Use those networks and use those opportunities for those internships to get into the doors of companies that they probably wouldn't have gotten into if they didn't utilize it through an internship. To me, I think that's one of the greatest things about the opportunities of college. Really, the networking and the opportunity to get your foot through doors that they wouldn't have allowed you to get in at those ages. Do that. Do that. That's it, y'all. I just want you to think about it. I want you to think about it and teach your young people to think about things too. It's Thursday. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. And before I get out of here, you know what I'm going to do? We start this thing out with a little breath work, and I take you back into your day with a little breath work. So let's do it. We're going to inhale to the count of 4, and then we're going to exhale and hold that to the count of 4. And we're going to do that a few times because that's how we do it. All right. Let's breathe. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold it a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. And exhale. I hope you guys are feeling great. I really do. Me, I feel real good. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll be back here tomorrow. I will. I'll be right here for you, doing what I do. You dig? You dig what I'm saying? I know you do.
Poetry, lifestyle, media, 'cause that's what I do.
Well, love y'all.